This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Ryan Cote. Hey, how are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Hey, Angel. I'm happy to be here.
It's a great pleasure to connect with you. So what part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in New Jersey.
Wonderful. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Yeah, so digital marketing, it's been my life for the last 15 years. So I'm immersed in it every single day.
Now, is that an excited, it's been my life, or is that not so exciting?
No, it's definitely exciting. Yeah, it's I think about the evolution of my career. It started out just doing SEO, and now I get to do a lot more with digital, from social media to content to pay-per-click, etc.
Yeah. So who did you learn that from? Those skills, both skills, right? The one skill to do the behind work, which is the SEO, and then the skill of being the person who comes in front and represents what he's doing behind.
Yeah, it's a good question. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Ballantine is a family business. My great uncle started in the mid '60s. So I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and I definitely have that bug. So from I think high school, if I remember correctly, I started dabbling in online. So selling things on eBay, having my own e-commerce website, teaching myself SEO. So it's really self-taught, and just over the last 15 years, kind of dabbling it on my own, and now it's my career. So it's really a self-taught thing. I went to college for marketing, but back then, and when I was in college, the digital was that big, so it wasn't much of a. They didn't teach much about it, so it's more self-taught on my end.
So you help entrepreneurs with the digital marketing side of what they do. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the Ballantine started out, we do print and digital. So, Ballantine in the mid '60s, we started doing printing. So, if I look at my family, we've got entrepreneurs on the printing side. I'm on the digital side. My one other brother is really entrepreneurial with operational and financial matters. So we all have our different skill sets, and that's why I think the family business works as well as it does.
Yeah, family business is really an intriguing mix, if you would, balancing that. I've heard so many entrepreneurs talk about how challenging it is, but I did hear that one specific entrepreneur, Dave Ramsey, who really shoots down partnerships, but he says that family business is one of the businesses that can really survive in a partnership, other than just two strangers coming together to attempt to leadership.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, generally speaking, family businesses will work out through the tough spots. They're not going to part ways so easily. Now, there are, of course, stories of disastrous family businesses, Sure. But on our end, we just have our clear-cut roles. We communicate. We're respectful to each other. So, knock on wood, it's worked so far, and it should continue, working in the future.
That's wonderful. Now, where do people go to connect with you, Ryan?
Yeah, I actually set up a landing page for your listeners. It's ballantine.com/12-minute convos. Ballantine is spelled B as in Bob, Allantine. And on there's an offer for a free digital analysis of your website via video that I personally put together myself.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, am I spelling out 12-minute convos, or do you do the 1 to 2 MINCONVOS?
Good question. It's 1, 2, and then minute combos.
Oh, wonderful. Well, tell me one other thing, Ryan, that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a real nut about constant daily improvement. I think it's sort of like an obsession at this point. Maybe not at a healthy level, but I think it's okay. So for me, it's listening to podcasts every day. So something every day that's going to improve myself, whether it's something fitness related, my green shake. I'm obsessed with listening to podcasts, Audible, reading. So for me, it's really every day it's working on improving myself, even if it's just a tiny, tiny bit.
How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel good. I like feeling productive. That's what I get a kick out of, is when I have a really productive day. That's what kind of fuels me. When I leave the office and I feel very productive, I kind of have a little bit of a high from that. That's what keeps me going.
What time do you rise in the morning, usually?
I try to rise at 5:30, so I've got a morning routine that I follow. That's meditation, a little bit of exercise. I do that at night. My full workout, but a little bit of exercise, meditation, reading. Just a few things that I do in the morning to try to set my day right, and that's usually starts around 5:30.
I love it. Why would you suggest other people do what you've done by, I love how you're fueling yourself for your day. Why would you suggest other people do that?
I mean, I think daily growth and self-improvement is so important for anyone, because if we're gonna do this, we might as well do it right. We might as well get better and better at what we do, whether your career is marketing or it's photography or what have you. And so for me, if I'm not growing, I'm going backwards. So, and I think that's important for anyone to keep in mind. If you're gonna do it, let's do it right.
Love it. Again, amazing audience hearing it live here from Ryan Cote, Director of Digital Services and Partner at Ballantine. I see here you are a speaker and entrepreneur. So I know the entrepreneur part, but you speak as well. You're available for speaking gigs.
I am. So I do a fair amount of podcast interviews like this, a couple a month, but I also try to speak in person whenever I can on digital marketing, my local area. I enjoy it, and I do it as part of my role here at Ballantine, trying to attract new clients and spread the word about Ballantine.
There we go. All right, Ryan, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Ryan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
So my earliest childhood memory is, I can't think of any of the jokes, okay? But I remember my parents got me this yellow book that was filled with jokes and riddles and tongue twisters, what have you. And I used to carry around that book wherever I was and just telling jokes and trying to make people laugh. And that's I remember that. I remember that yellow book. I can still see the yellow book. I just can't remember any of the jokes.
Do you remember the name of the yellow book?
I really don't. I wonder if my mom kept it, as like a memory. I don't know, but yeah. That's
How
my
old do you
earliest
think you
memory.
were?
I was probably probably 8 or 10.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
I don't know. I think so. I'm not like a comedian by any means, but I like to joke around. I'd like to think I'm like fairly funny. I have a sort of a dry sense of humor, but I try to make people laugh. Even in like sales calls, when I'm trying to get business for Ballantine, I try to make the person laugh. I try to joke around. I try not to take myself too seriously, and that's just my general personality. And so that's probably why it's my earliest memory.
Yeah, super cool. I love like the concept of the company being the mixture of print media and as well, the digital media. But just to see you being that person, right? So the physical book is there, but I mean, behind the scenes, you need to do the talking, right? And you have to be the SEO, if you would. So I just like how that was happening for you as a child, reading the book and then doing the audio. It's really funny though, the yellow book.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. That's an interesting view of it. That's good.
Thanks a lot. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
So my favorite, two things come to mind, and these are like really completely opposite. And maybe I shouldn't have been listening to this at 12 years old. I'm not sure, but I used to listen to a lot of Motley Crue,
right?
Which is pretty hard rock, but just love that music. I mean, it's like so exciting. And then I was obsessed with Jimi Hendrix. So like, Jimi Hendrix, you could, he has so many good hits, but like Hey Joe is one that comes to mind. Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart comes to mind. Those two bands, though they were very opposite, they're both rock, but very different types of rock. That's what I used to listen to a lot.
All right, Ryan. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Tongue twister. Pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Ryan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
I do. 3 daughters.
Wow. Do they all have yellow books? I'm playing.
Yeah, they actually are jokesters like me. So they don't have the yellow book, but they've got the jokester in me.
Love it. Do you believe in God?
Oh, tough question. Sort of. I believe in a higher spirit. I'm not very religious, but I wouldn't say I don't believe in God. I'm not really. I guess I don't really know what I believe. That's not a yes or a no, but that's just the true answer.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Definitely more than 8 hours.
Ryan, if you had to share with us your own unique, real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
You could probably guess based on my previous answer, but make daily, improve yourself every day. Improve yourself every day.
Love it. And can I add something?
Sure.
Be sure to smile. Yeah.
Yes.
That big yellow smiley face, just like the yellow book. Be sure to smile. Love it. Ryan, this was a great pleasure, my friend. Again, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for listening, everyone.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.